Hi, I'm Steve, the introverted traveler. I've made it my mission in life to explore the beaches, deserts, mountains, and even cityscapes around us, and to do so while avoiding contact with as many people as possible. And although I will never hang out with you for any reason, I do invite you to join me on my journey. Come and see the world through the eyes of an extreme introvert. On this edition, we are on the loop trail that takes us from the historic Columbia River Gorge Highway to Devil's Rest and back again. Along the way, we will see waterfalls, misty forests, muddy trails, foggy views, and, as usual, too many damn people. This and much more on this Introverted Travels.
Greetings, and once again, I'm back on yet another adventure. And unlike most of my hikes, I'm actually doing this introduction in the parking lot of the trailhead. Why? Because I'm about to go through the mouth of people hell. I am at the Forest Service's version of Disneyland. Multnomah Falls, here in the Columbia River Gorge. And unfortunately, the government allows pretty much everybody and their sister and their brother and their dog and every other being in their life to come here at a single point. They don't, except for the summers, as far as I know, they don't do any sort of regulation of the amount of people here. And unfortunately, by the time I'm done with my hike today, this parking lot is going to be full. There's going to be screaming, there's going to be children running around, there's going to be people everywhere, and there's going to be a very grumpy, bald introvert. However, at the moment, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, people are still waking up from their Saturday night drunken comas, and there's too many people here, obviously, more than one. More than me is too many people, but I can get through this without having a panic attack. I'm actually going up to Devil's Rest, which is, it's going to be a loop. So it starts here at Multnomah Falls, it goes up, hopefully it gets away from all of this. And I'm going to do the loop, and then I'm going to come back. By the time I get back, this parking lot will probably be full. I don't care though, because by the time I get back, I won't be filming it. I'll be so tired I won't even realize there's other people in this world, which I wish was the state that I was in right now. But yeah, so it's supposed to be an 8.5 mile trip according to all trails, so, add plus or minus 100 miles. It starts here, it goes up, and unfortunately, I have to deal with the crowds. It's gonna be one of those videos. I am not a happy, gigantic introvert right now, but let's get this part done. I'll film the beautiful falls, and then I'll get back in touch with you after, I'm away from these demons. Let's go. So right now, I'm on a trail that leads up to the top of Multnomah Falls. There's people everywhere. I don't feel safe. Somebody told me, good morning. Send help. I need pepper spray and an air horn. Stat. Oh, and by the way, waterfall. I just got passed by two frat bros. One turns to the other and says, "Hey, dude, I really needed to get drunk, so I hit up all the alcoholics I knew. I called Joe, who I met in the bar." Two questions arise from that. One, why the hell does everybody around them need to know that information? Especially people like me, who are just out here for our solitude. And two, could you please remind me, once again, why humanity shouldn't be going extinct? Because at this moment, I seriously can't remember that reason. Okay, so I finally made it to the top of the falls. I decided not to go down to look at the top of the falls because A, it's literally just a creek falling over a cliff, and B, people. Now, I've done that point before. I've been up here before, and there's a lot fewer people today than there were when I did it in like July, but still, more than one person is too many people for me. However, now I am on the part of the trail that is taking me away from the hell that is Multnomah Falls. And apparently, I think there'll be more waterfalls. I don't know, I'm in the Columbia River Gorge, and there's literally like one waterfall per every tree here. So, we'll see what we see, but yeah, so far so good. Unfortunately, I've seen people. The trauma is rising in my heart, folks. However, hopefully, the rest of this hike will be just a little bit quieter. This is a loop, so I don't have to come back here. I don't have to return through this hellmouth. I go the other direction and come out the other side, but yeah, it's freaking Waterfall Disneyland. It's the Forest Service not knowing how to regulate it properly and allowing every tourist in Yahoo to come out here at once. I'm wrapped up today. Okay, for the record, I have no idea what that waterfall's called. Not a clue. As far as I know, it's not even marked on the All Trails map, but since like 90 people passed me when I was trying to photograph it, we're gonna just dub it the Don't You Dare Say Hello to Me waterfall and leave it at that. So, there it is, in all its glory, the Don't You Dare Say Hello to Me waterfall. I love giving things introverted names. Oh wow, check this out. Seriously, we just passed that first waterfall, and there's already another one. Welcome to the Columbia River Gorge. I'm telling you, there's one waterfall per every like fern and tree out here. I'll see if I can get a better shot, but until then, welcome to waterfall porn. Well, of course it wouldn't be Oregon without the creepy fog. It's always creepy fog. I swear, winter and early spring. I mean, you either have snow, of course, or rain, because that's the season. But I get creepy fog, like constantly. And I'm always creeping through the fog, like, well, like a creeper. But yeah, this just rolled in. Of course, in the distance, I can hear a roaring of waterfalls. And unfortunately, I was just passed by another person, so there's people in the mist. But when are there not? Again, another staple of Oregon. I'm in the Gorge. This is like Waterfall Disneyland. I said it right the first time. So I'm going to keep going and just hope that the forest spirits aren't vengeful and don't try to eat me. And hopefully I'll make it to Devil's Rest by, midnight. So I was just passed by a group of like 15 hikers. And normally, almost always, I'd get on here and start ranting about how horrible it is and how loud they were. But just like when I went up to the top of Portland a few weeks ago, they're actually quiet. I mean, they said good morning and hello, which is terrible and miserable and awful, but They were hiking in relative silence. It's working, folks. I am spreading the gospel of introverted hiking, and I am starting to change the way that people are acting on the trails. I've literally started a revolution. I'm a revolutionary. Soon, we're going to be able to walk through the forest in complete and total silence. And all the idiots that like to hoop and holler and scream and all that stuff, they, like they should be, are going to be socially shunned back to the mall or the movie theater or Disneyland or wherever the hell they crawled out of. And the rest of us are going to be able to enjoy our solitude and our happiness and just this beautiful, beautiful place. Because it won't be soiled by socializing and by other people. Well, there will be other people out here, but there'll be... That is the future. No matter what people think of this, no matter how many people try to fight this, silence and solitude is indeed the future of hiking. And I am its founding father. I feel so proud, folks. Well, it's the always helpful trail on a tree sign. I'm a very literal type of person, so when I see that, I just think that's the name of the tree. And I've said that joke before, but I mean, it's true. I think that it is left arrow, trail, right arrow. That is the name of the tree, and we are to give the tree respect. I think in reality, though, they're talking about this. The trail going this way, and of course, the trail going that way as well. But again, I am literal, so I do like to think that that is the name of the tree. And I'm not sure why they just didn't put a sign here. I mean, it can't be any easier than, or it can't be any more difficult than bolting a sign into a tree trunk. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making, videos just to make videos at this point and I'm rambling, which very possible. But the trail is a tree, the tree is a trail. And we're almost there. And it's actually incredibly cold up here. It's still foggy, as you can see. It is beautiful. There's drifts coming from the trees. Those are the trees that are called trail. We'll keep the joke going for the segment. And yeah, I'm pretty much alone up here at the moment. Please, please let that hold. Please, people gods in heaven, let the people go elsewhere. There's no waterfalls up here, so it could very well be it's, I don't even think that, I've heard the Devil's Rest doesn't have the same views as like Angel's Rest, so I could very well be alone up here. Let's hope. Let's go. Okay, so I don't know if I've reached Devil's Rest or not because there's no signs. There was just signs telling me that the tree was a trail. But we won't go back to that bad joke. But a couple of things. First of all, that's as close to the edge as I'm getting. Thank you very much. Yeah, fair heights for the win, right? And second of all, I am guessing that on, a nice summer day, or maybe even a nice warm spring day, if there are such things up here, that is a beautiful view of Columbia River Gorge and the trees, and there's probably waterfalls in the distance. But that's not the day I've chosen to come. As I wipe the raindrop off my nose. No, I've chosen to come when it is literally just, the fog, the mist, whatever horror movie you want to reference, that's where I am right now. Now, the rock is cool, the forest is cool, and the forest isn't foggy much. It's a little misty here and there, but you can see the trees. But once you get on this side, yeah. So, obviously this was not a hike for the views today. I didn't expect it to be, so I'm actually not complaining. I'm just, complimenting myself on how well I plan these things, You go on a scenic hike to a scenic overlook that's meant for views. And this is what I give you. I am the most, I am the greatest. Let me get back to grammar here. I am the greatest planner that there is. I know how to plan these things. I know how to time these things. I mean, I get you the best views of fog. I mean, look at that fog. That is, nobody does fog better than me, okay? Nobody does bad weather better than me. But, you know, I'm pretty sure I can get you better views if I actually plan stuff. And that's not ever going to happen. I'm not going to plan any of this crap, and we're going to continue to get crap like this. But yeah, I'm just saying. So, a couple of things. First of all, there's downed trees all over the place up here, which again, it's the end of winter, beginning of spring. It's not surprising. The mist is also rolled in. I mean, I knew it would, but so I'm going through a forest full of downed trees, covered in mist, and yet I'm alone out here and there's no people. So I'll take it. I'm perfectly happy. I mean, I can do the Olympic hurdles and in the mist. I'm perfectly okay with that. No other people. It's quiet. Listen. And that's how every hike ever should sound. Okay, check this out. So I'm pretty sure, let me make sure you're clean. There you go. Always have to stay clean. Pretty sure that this is Devil's Rest. And I was told that it is not scenic really at all. And it's doubly so, again, with my great planning. There's a trail that goes up here, but you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. There's no point. You can't see anything but, you know, trees and fog. And we've seen trees and fog. But look at this moss-covered rocks. It's quiet. It's quiet. There's nobody here. It's just me, you, and the beautiful GoPro. That's it. There's nothing else here at all. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, not just the rocks and the moss, but, you know, the whole lack of people thing. But this is the beauty of Oregon, folks. And the beauty of the Columbia River Gorge. Just a note, and this is just my guess. Remember, I do absolutely no research for anything ever. So, we got red rocks here. Of course, volcanic rocks. So that's probably why this is called Devil's Rest. I like to think of it as green mossy rust myself, but whatever. I don't name things, but yeah, we're on our way back. We're actually going to do the other side of the loop now. All right, according to the All Trails map, this is the way I'm supposed to go. We've been to Angel's Rest. We went to Angel's Rest on Christmas Eve. That'll be in a different video, but I don't particularly want to go back to Angel's Rest, but hey, I guess that's the direction I'm headed. So there's Angel's Rest, the sign on the, again, the trees are being just abused out here for the purposes of signs, but I guess we're going this way. So let's go this way. Okay, so I am slowly making my way downhill. I don't know if you can really tell up and downhill on the GoPro, but yeah, so I'm coming down an incline, or I'm on a decline, whatever the math is. But what I will tell you, being middle-aged, I would much rather go up than come down any day. Why? Well, you know, when you reach a certain age, your knees just start, well, I'm not going to say creaky, but yeah, they get creaky. That actually is a really good word. They get kind of creaky, they get sore, and you know, going up's not a problem. Coming down, you feel every single step. And yeah, of course, most of the audience will go like, well, I'm not old, I'm never going to have this. Oh yes, you are. If you're 20, 22, 23, 24, whatever, you are going to experience, I am your future. Just see this is going to be you in like 20 years. So look forward to it, because it's great. So apparently I was on something called User Trail. That's the most generic name, other than just trail. That's a pretty generic name, but then I get something over here that says Lily's Lane. I don't know who names this stuff. I don't know where I am. I know I'm somewhere familiar. I think I'm near Angel's Rest. I don't know. You people know where I am. Where am I? There's the Columbia River down there. So I'm in the Columbia River Gorge. I'm aimlessly running around talking to you on a GoPro. So yeah, typical Sunday hike. You know, nothing new here. But yeah, what a great name for a trail. User Trail. I have no other observations other than that. And I'm going to try to figure out where the hell I am, and I'll get back to you. So I swear, they really seriously need to name this trail the Trail of 1,000 Broken Pieces. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm fine. I can just step over that. That's not a big deal. But holy crap, there's logs and sticks and limbs. And I've never seen it quite this, well, wintry out here on in the gorge. But, you know, this is what happens. Where this looks old, though, this looks like it's been here for a while. And you can kind of tell. I mean, this looks rotted, you know, like my hopes and my dreams. But I'm wondering if they'll clean up any of the other stuff that I've gone over today. Probably not, because a lot of the stuff's just laying there and it's been there for a while, and you just step over it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, it's just an observation. I am not complaining. I'll save that for when I'm closer to the big waterfalls and I see people. Which, by the way, I haven't seen people in like 2 hours. I mean, yeah, I'm not in the prettiest part of the gorge. I mean, I'm in the part that looks like it got hit by the apocalypse, but I'll take Apocalypse Gorge over people any day. And it's wonderful. It's totally quiet, totally peaceful, except for, you know, that loud bald guy with a damn GoPro again. But it's been beautiful. This has been a great part of the hike. Now, the trail, of course, is going to get a lot of deductions because it starts at Multnomah, which is literally, let's just call it the mouth of hell here in Oregon. I mean, if you want to go visit the middle of hell, you go to Multnomah, because that's the entrance way. But yeah, it's nice. It's been nice since I got away from those crowds. I haven't seen anyone in hours. Of course, I don't think most people want to hike the trail that's in the condition that I'm in. There are trails in much better condition around here, but hey, I'm okay with downed trees and sticks and, you know, belly crawling underneath broken limbs and stuff. I'm perfectly fine with that if I don't have to socialize. Well, terrible news. I saw other hikers, which I'm actually really surprised, because I've been on this meandering, kind of gross, boring trail for quite a while. I mean, gross is in the fact that it's, you know, full of downed trees, and it's not a well-groomed trail. But yeah, I saw some people going past me, and my heart sank and my solitude shattered. But I had a good run. I mean, for out here where I am in like one of the most famous and popular areas in this part of Oregon, I had a good run. I had about 3 hours, 2 hours, somewhere around there, of just me in the woods, me with the fog, me with the ferns, me with the moss. It was wonderful. But unfortunately, I'm getting closer and closer to the road and to the big waterfalls and back into civilization, folks. Can only live the happy fantasy of no people for so long, and you know, you gotta go back to reality, unfortunately. All right, so I'm nearing the end of this hike. I have a couple miles left, and I'm starting to see through the trees, and I showed you, but you can catch a little bit of color here and there. It's not gonna be anything through a GoPro. So I'm starting to see waterfalls. That means we're gonna be close to people, because whenever there's anything pretty that's easy to get to, and anything that I want to see, they're there. They're gonna flood that area. They're gonna ruin solitude. They're gonna destroy happiness, and so on and so. You know my spiel. So, since I'm about to run headlong into the force field of awfulness that is human beings, I'm gonna go ahead and do my trail rating now. And that's, of course, on a scale of 1 to 10, with one being the most awful, disgusting, horrible, just thing that an introvert can experience, and that's Disneyland on the 4th of July, or Multnomah Falls on any day ever. But that's when you have people running around, kids screaming, parents screaming, people in costumes screaming, chaos everywhere, crowds everywhere. That compares to a 10, which is introvert nirvana, the greatest thing an introvert could ever experience, which is Antarctica in the middle of a field. Just a nice spring or summer day in an ice field with a bunch of penguins, no humans for hundreds of miles. In my mind, I'm already there, folks. But given that scale, part of this trail is around probably a 6, 7, maybe inching towards an 8, only because I was alone in the woods for 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. Of course, I'm also slow as hell, but I didn't see a single person in that entire time. And that's absolutely wonderful. However, then we have Multnomah Falls. We have the trek up to the top of the falls. We have the trail that leads behind that area. All of that brings down the rating. So my overall rating is going to be a 3. It's not Disneyland, but if the Forest Service has its way, it will be. Oh my heavens, I'm surprised they haven't put in like a carousel and a roller coaster at this point. So, this trail's a 3. That leads us to my misery index, which is a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being no misery whatsoever, which is a complete fiction. I'm always miserable to some degree. 5 being the most miserable I can be. Of course, I constantly break the scale and go way higher than that, but on that scale, right now I'm about a 2, 2.5, you know, whatever. I'm good, I'm happy. I've seen a couple of people recently, but barely anybody today. I'm about to go into a 4, 5 million territory. I mean, Multnomah Falls in the afternoon. In the morning was bad. In the afternoon, it's gonna be chaos and hell. Luckily, I can make a mad dash to my car and I should be okay. However, the overall problem, let's just average it out, 3 in the misery index. There are parts that are incredibly miserable, there are parts that are somewhat miserable, and then there's parts that were pretty good. Now, I'm here on an early spring day in March. It's rainy, it's foggy, it's cold, it's all that stuff. So, do this in the summer, and the rating would probably be a lot lower. But for right now, it's not terrible. 3 or 4, somewhere around there. Let's probably keep it about a 3. But yeah, that's the trail rating for today. That's the misery index for today. I've got yet another broken log to jump over. So let's get going. All right, beautiful waterfall, but to get to it, you have to take the trail from hell. Oh my heavens. I mean, this trail is like a muddy, soupy, disgusting mess, and I almost died on it like 5 times. But there's like 50 tourists just walking up it. There's dogs, there's kids, I'm almost done, folks. And I'm ready to be done. But look, pretty waterfall. I don't know the name of the falls that I'm at. It's Wahikini or something like that, but I'll put it down, you know, here. But I'm on this trail, and out of all the trails I've done today, out of all, like, you know, going up to Devil's Rest and going across waterfalls and going near waterfalls and going down and going through the bushes, this has been like the most insane, nutty trail. And all the tourists are going up because they think that there's stuff up there. And I guess there is if you hit the Vista Trail, but the Vista Trail is literally covered by a creek right now. So there are down logs, there's mud everywhere. I've almost fallen and broken my ass like 9 times. I mean, there's a pretty creek here, but holy crap. And it's hilarious just to see them all go up there because it's like, okay. I mean, it's normal for me to do trails like this. I do trails like this all the time, and, you know, for better or for worse. But yeah, I've never seen so many like happy tourists to go up a dangerous muddy trail and have to climb back down through the slop and the rocks and whatever. I'm done with people for today. I'm done with muddy trails. I want to go home. Let's go. Okay, we're finally at the end, or toward the end of the hike. I have about half a mile left. I'm on my way back to Multnomah Falls. I'm on the trail to Multnomah Falls from Wawakini, or whatever the name of the other falls is. Again, I'll have it down here. And I probably should do this fast, because I am literally traversing the 20th circle of hell at the moment. There's people everywhere. It's Sunday, it's a crappy day, it's foggy, it was rainy. And they're still out. And now I'm in like the tourist area, so it's not even like the hikers or the, you know, the people that normally annoy me. It's the tourists who are like triple annoying. But that's okay, because we're done, or just about done. So, you know what's coming. But before we get there, let's do a quick recap. So today, we did the loop trail from Multnomah Falls up to Devil's Rest, through the woods, and back. Along the way, well, we saw fog, we saw waterfalls, we saw other hikers, we saw other people. Oh, that part sucked. We saw a lot of downed trees. And we also saw a lot of beautiful nature. We saw a lot of water. We saw a lot of trees. We saw. That's really all I need to say is we saw everything. But it's time to go home. So, you know what I'm about to say. Stay introverted, everyone. And I'll see you in the next adventure.